evening and welcome to your Wednesday, April 3, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali orders penalties for defaulting contractors. New unit to be established to ensure compliance. Justice Carl Singh to lead a body tasked with reforming Guyana's constitution. Regions 5 and 6 flagged as hotspots as over 1,200 wildfires recorded for 2024. Baby dies at New Amsterdam Hospital, family questions delay in release of body, and GPL systems need tremendous technical people, says President Ali on power woes. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfan Ali today ordered that penalties outlined in a number of government contracts be enforced against companies that continue to default on their contractual obligations. Following an early morning meeting with representatives of ministries and agencies responsible for awarding and monitoring government contracts, the head of state also disclosed that a new unit would be established to ensure proper compliance by companies executing works for the state. Here is Trishelle Sobers with our lead story tonight.
On Wednesday morning at State House, President Dr. Irfan Ali met with engineers and project managers from the Ministries of Public Works and Housing to discuss the status of major infrastructure projects. These include the Cemetery Road project, which is being executed by Avinash Construction and Metalworks Company, the Conversation Tree Street project, awarded to Calco Guyana Incorporated, and Jack Mohan Construction and General Supplies, the Diamond to Busby Dam Highway project, and all 4-lane highways. The project updates will be provided to the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nanlal, who has been tasked with issuing letters of notice for defaulting contractors. Additionally, the Ministry of Finance was tasked with calculating the liquidated damages. Liquidated damages refer to a provision allowing for the payment of a specified sum in the case of a breach of contract. In this case, the President says government will go after those defaulting contractors that have gone past their project deadline and justifiable extensions.
All the projects that are beyond contracted time, we have exhausted extension that were justified. The agency will pursue a lengthy. So all the agencies instructed that liquidated damages be deducted. The period we cannot tolerate. The Minister of Finance will ensure that the internal auditors verify that the liquidated damages is calculated and deducted.
Further, the head of state disclosed that actions must now be taken to strengthen project management teams in the public sector. As a result, the Attorney General's office will now have a specialized unit dealing with contracts and project management as part of efforts to ensure compliance. President Ali noted that all project managers and senior engineers under this unit will be properly qualified.
We are adopting a no-nonsense approach in contract management. We're going to have an independent team managing, reviewing contract files, project files out, so that we'll have project audits. As project engineers and project managers, you have to ensure that the file is updated, the minutes are recorded, signed, because as we take action, we have to get our paper clear and paperwork intact.
Last month, President Ali had given a stern warning to defaulting contractors, telling them that the government will pursue the requisite actions for any breach of contracts. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Members of the Constitutional Reform Commission were this morning sworn in by President Dr. Irfan Ali, who reminded of their weighty mandate to ensure the country's constitution is updated and modernized to the benefit of all Guyanese. Here is Vanu Manichand with the details.
The members of the Constitutional Reform Commission took their oath of office on Wednesday before President Dr. Irfan Ali, who appointed former Acting Chancellor Justice Carl Singh to chair the commission. with wide-ranging representatives from political, civil society and other bodies. The head of state underscored the importance of cooperation amongst members.
As members of the Commission, it is imperative to recognize the weighty mandate entrusted upon you. I ask that you approach your responsibilities with utmost diligence and dedication, striving to foster an atmosphere of cooperation and mutual respect during your deliberations. It is imperative to acknowledge the significance of your work in shaping the future of constitutionalism in Guyana. Your ability to work together and achieve consensus will not only advance the cause of constitutional reform, but also serve as an encouragement for greater political and social inclusion.
Attorney General Anil Nandlal, along with Ministers Gail Teixeira, Dr. Frank Anthony, Pauline Sakai, and Kwame McCoy, are the representatives from the ruling PPPC government. The PNUAFC opposition is represented by Vincent Alexander, Sherwood Lowe, Ganesh Mahipal, and Nigel Hughes. Labour Movement Representative Aslim Singh, National Tushau's Representative Derek John, Private Sector Representative Ramesh Prasad, Women Representative Kim Kite Thomas, Youth Representative Dr. Josh Kanai, Muslim Representative Imran Ali, Hindu Representative Radhakrishna Sharma, and Farmers Representative Adrian Anamaya were the other members sworn in by President Ali on Wednesday. Another political appointee, Timothy Jonas, along with the Guyana Bar Association Representative Kamal Ram Karan and Christian Representative Kioma Griffith, will be sworn in at a later date. During his remarks, the President noted that the Constitution must be a living document.
It must possess the capacity for adaptation to be relevant and to effectively address new challenges, societal changes, and emerging issues, while still upholding its core principles and protecting the rights of citizens. Consequently, the Constitution must be drafted in clear and accessible language, comprehensible to the average individual. The Constitution Reform Commission Act 2022 outlines some key areas which should be considered for potential reforms. These encompass fundamental rights of citizens, indigenous peoples' rights, rights of children, the eradication of discrimination, enhancement of race relations, promotion of ethnic security and equal opportunity, safeguarding minority rights, electoral reforms, economic, political, and cultural rights, fiduciary responsibility, bolstering integrity in public office, as well as the functioning of the National Assembly and local government.
The Guyana government has already assured that the public would play an integral role in deciding what reforms would be undertaken. Reporting for the Evening News, Fanu Manik-Chand.
Guyana is set to host the 2024 Caribbean Investment Forum, an event which could attract well over US $100 billion in investments within the region. Gerald Bryan reports.
The 2024 Caribbean Investment Forum will be held from July 10th to July 12th at the Artichon Conference Center. On Wednesday, a media launch for the forum was held, where Caribbean Export Development Agency Executive Director Deodat Maharaj spoke about the potential for investment. For instance, he pointed out that at last year's forum, investors with portfolios of close to US $160 billion were looking for opportunities in the region. Asked why the Caribbean is viewed as a prime investment destination, Maharaj also had this to say.
Firstly, we are an oasis of stability in the world of crisis, complexity, and multifaceted challenges. Secondly, our location is exceptional, we are well educated, and we are a can-do people. And if there are any skeptics at the Caribbean Investment Forum in the Bahamas last October 23rd to the 25th, we had investors managing an investment portfolio of close to 160 billion United States dollars willing to invest in the Caribbean.
Meanwhile, the European Union delegation's head of cooperation, Joanne Nadal-Shastri, spoke of the EU's eagerness to increase trade and investment ties with the region. Shastri also noted that there is technical support and financing that companies in the region can access.
One thing is clear. The European Union wants to do more business with the Caribbean. We want more EU companies to see the Caribbean as an investment opportunity. We want to be a key business partner for you, and we have a lot to put on the table. The EU investment offer combines hard infrastructure investment with flanking measures in the regulatory framework. In addition, the EU puts at the disposal of partners countries the expertise brought about having a successful European single market, which ensures free movement of goods, services, capital, and persons for almost 500 million citizens.
Also on hand during the launch was Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onij Walron, who expressed hope that the upcoming forum would attract major investments and be a catalyst for more partnerships.
The government of Guyana is committed to advancing economic growth and development throughout the region, and that the Caribbean Investment Forum serves as a pivotal platform for realizing this vision. We therefore urge investors, partners, and stakeholders to seize this opportunity to collaborate and innovate for sustainable development in the Caribbean. Together, we must harness the collective power of our efforts to foster resilient economies and to secure a prosperous future for the people of the Caribbean region today and for generations to come.
Jal O'Brien, The Evening News.
Since January of this year, Guyana has recorded over 1,200 wildfires across the country as a direct result of the El Niño phenomenon, which is responsible for the prolonged dry season. Find out more in this LaWanda McAllister report.
Of the 1,285 wildfires recorded for the year so far, 1,000 occurred in communities located in Region 5 and 6. The regions with the lowest numbers of fires are 2 and 7, which both have less than 200 fires. Joint Service Group comprising officers from the Guyana Fire Service and staff from the Civil Defense Commission, Environmental Protection Agency, Guyana Forestry Commission, are working across the country to diligently mitigate wildfires that are threatening. In an interview with this newscast, Fire Prevention Officer Sheldon Sons disclosed that the teams are utilizing satellite imagery surveillance to monitor fires countrywide, while land and air techniques are being used to prevent fires from escalating. According to Sons, resources are stretched thin. However, efforts are ongoing to procure advanced firefighting equipment specifically tailored to combat wildfires.
The Guyana Fire Service has responded to a total of 1,285 wildfires thus far, where we use jets of water and also the BTUT method to extinguish these fires. In responding to the multiplicity of reports relating to wildfires, and this is coming from the different regions, is somewhat challenging. However, the Guyana Fire Service, along with the different stakeholders on board, we're giving it our utmost to mitigate the situation with the intention of eliminating it completely.
The fire service is urging citizens to avoid deliberately setting fires to either burn garbage or for land clearing, noting that such acts are punishable by law.
The Guyana Fire Service, we strongly advise against the improper disposal of dry vegetation using fire, especially during this dry season. Engaging in such practices not only poses significant risk to lives, property, and the environment, but it also escalates the current wildfire situation in our country.
The El Nino phenomenon, which is responsible for the current dry spell, is expected to last until at least April 2024. Lawanda McAllister, The Evening News.
Coming up, DJ dies after losing control of car and crashing into utility pole, and election fraud cases hearing on constitutional challenge adjourned. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Did you know that Gassie's Jet A1 fuel is a type of aviation fuel specially formulated for turbine engines? Jet A1 fuel is safer to handle and transport than any other fuel types due to its high flash point and low volatility. It also boasts a high energy content, enhancing aircraft performance and efficiency. So whether traveling for business or pleasure, choose GUYAN'S Jet A1 fuel for a safe, reliable, and efficient flight.
Micro, small, medium enterprises can expect significant support in 2024. The sum of $450 million was allocated to the Small Business Development Fund and $331 million for the Small Business Bureau. This will provide for the disbursement of 100 loans and 1,362 grants to businesses. Additionally, 2,800 businesses will receive training in apiculture, farming, livestock, poultry rearing, and micro-enterprise. This and more are initiatives of the 2024 national budget, which is being supported by revenues earned from oil production.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. A businessman who operated a shop at Kurupukari, Upper Demerara River, was on Tuesday afternoon found dead in the community in the vicinity of 33 miles. Dead is Johnny Ragobir, who was found with wounds to his throat, left ear, and upper back. Police have said the businessman was last seen alive on Monday night in the company of a woman who also owns a shop in the area, her two sons, aged 7 and 8, and the laborer. The woman told investigators that the adults were imbibing outside of Ragobir's shop at 33 miles, but at around 18 hours. The laborer departed. The woman said that at around 21 hours 30, she and her two children got up to return home, and they were accompanied by Ragobir, after which the businessman left to return to his shop. Ragobir was not seen again until Tuesday afternoon, when his body was found about 50 feet from his shop. The discovery was made by a gold miner and two colleagues who had stopped by the shop during their travels. The gold miner made a report to the police station at Mabura, and upon arrival at the scene, ranks observed dry blood stains on the ground next to the body. Moreover, a black plastic bag containing suspected cannabis was found next to the corpse. A post-mortem examination is scheduled to be conducted. 27-year-old Shem Henry, popularly known as DJ Shem, was last evening killed in a car accident at Cottage, Maikoni, East Coast, Demerara. Police said Henry lost control of the motor car he was driving and it crashed into a concrete fence before crashing into a utility pole. 3 passengers, aged 17, 20, and 26, were in the vehicle at the time, and they were also injured. According to the police, Henry of Belmont, Maikoni, was driving motorcar PAE 7812 at a fast rate when he lost control of the vehicle at around 20 hours 40. Following the collision, the driver and occupants were taken out of the wreckage by public-spirited citizens and taken to the Maikoni Hospital, where Henry died while receiving medical attention, and the passengers were admitted for medical observation. We now tell you that a less than 1 month old baby died at the New Amsterdam Hospital after being in the neonatal intensive care unit for 4 weeks. In addition to having questions relating to the treatment of their baby while in the hospital, the parents are questioning the delay in handing over the body. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that persons turned up for the funeral on Tuesday, but the parents had not been given the body to bury.
Ian Sahadia was born at a Port Morant hospital on March 2nd, and shortly after he was taken to the New Amsterdam Hospital, where he remained until his passing on March 28th. Records indicate that the mother had a gestation of 28 weeks, or 7 months. The Vicar Ramnarine says that she was told that she will not deliver a full-term baby and was eventually taken to the Port Morant Hospital, where she gave birth to the infant weighing 1 kilogram. The child seemed to have an excellent chance of survival based on the APGAR score, which was 899. Most children are born with an APGAR score of 8, 9, 10. The APGAR score is a quick way for health professionals to evaluate the health of a newborn at 1 to 5 minutes after birth. The higher the score, the better the baby is doing after birth. Ramnarine says soon after birth, she and her baby were transferred to the New Amsterdam Hospital.
They had to rush with him to New Amsterdam because of the breathing. They say that he is premature. His lungs didn't get to develop properly. And they had to put him in oxygen and in incubator because Portland didn't have incubator. So they had to carry him to New Amsterdam.
She was subsequently told that her child had an infection and was being treated for it. 2 weeks later, he was removed from the incubator and said to be progressing well.
I get to hold him one time. He stayed out of the incubator for 1 day and 1 night. The next morning he came, about 9 something. They say that the breathing came back with baby. He had to get the oxygen again. They put him back and put on the oxygen. And they say the infection get more and more worse. So they put an next stronger dose antibiotic. And then used to bore baby in his hand and his foot. But when they bore him on his hand and his foot, it used to swell. And they said they didn't find vein on the hand and the foot, so they ended up they shaved out his head at the temple and they bore him there to give him the medication. And when they bore him in the head, about the same afternoon, I see baby head start to swell. And the right, they changed the spot, they bore the next part because 2 parts in his head. They bore the next day, they can say baby critical. I can't keep hope on baby. That's how baby never make it.
Ian passed away on March 28th. His father, Govindra Sahadio, says since Saturday he has been trying to get his child's body for burial, but has been unsuccessful.
After baby died, the night I went and I came, I take the vehicle home. We go back Sunday. They say that how they cannot give baby now, that they cannot do nothing. I said okay, that when I could come for my baby, they say Tuesday. I said okay, good. I said collect baby, right? They say yeah, Tuesday. I said okay, good. I came home, we arranged everything for the funeral because I'm a Muslim and I want my son to bury fast, right? And when I set up tent, we rent chair, people come, we do everything, right? I spend how much money behind this for make sure everything okay for my son go down. When I go Tuesday now on time and for collect my son, they tell me that don't call. They did not give me any call, nothing. When I go and I go for collect my son, came home now to the funeral. You know, everybody is here to came home to do what we have to do. They tell me that I cannot get baby.
Did anybody tell you anything today, Wednesday?
No.
The family is pleading with higher authorities to intervene. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
The hearing on the constitutional challenge brought by 2 of those accused of electoral fraud offenses has been adjourned until next month, even as their former employer, the Guyana Elections Commission, is seeking to join the proceedings. Here are the details from Jarrell Bryan.
On Wednesday, Chief Justice Roxanne George heard a motion seeking to have Section 142 of the Representation of the People's Act, ROPA, struck down as unconstitutional. This motion was filed by Attorney at Law Nigel Hughes on behalf of former Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield and his former Deputy Roxanne Myers. When the matter was called in the High Court, however, it was indicated that their former employer, the Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM, wished to join the proceedings as a party. Attorney General Anil Nandalal on behalf of the state and King's Counsel Darshan Ramdani on behalf of the DPP chambers were already part of the proceedings. Ramdani, who is supporting GCOM's application to join, noted that the elections agency has a stake in these proceedings and should be present.
Because I think GCOM should be hard on this matter. Yes? Because you're asking GCOM to give up their correspondence, communications, and everything. Those things are supposed to be kept privileged and confidential by law. And so, at least if you're going to deal with the issue, whether that law is not constitutional, you should allow them to do law. So we made those submissions. The court hasn't made up its mind yet about that.
The Attorney General was given until April 17 to file an affidavit in answer to the motion, while written submissions are due by May the 2nd. Hughes was given until May the 9th to reply to those submissions, while the matter has been adjourned until May the 15th at 13:15 hours. Meanwhile, during his latest issues in the news broadcast, Nandalal reinforced his respect for the judiciary. However, he lamented the length of time it was taking for these cases to be heard and determined.
When I say anything, I am being accused of criticizing the judiciary, of criticizing the magistracy, of interference. I am just giving you the information because you are requesting it and you are entitled to an update. I believe and I reiterate that this case is unduly delayed, and every opportunity that presents itself for the case to be delayed, that opportunity is acted upon. And that is a fair commentary on the state of affairs.
Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
President Dr. Irfan Ali has ruled out any shake-up of the management of the Guyana Power and Light, but noted that tremendous technical support is needed to ensure adequate and effective power supply from the entity. Vanu Manichand tells us more.
In recent weeks, power outages have heightened across the country, forcing President Dr. Irfan Ali to blast the top brass of the Guyana Power and Light during an emergency meeting on Tuesday. Asked whether there could be a shake-up of the GPL management, the head of state told reporters on the sidelines of an event on Wednesday that what is needed at this point is technical support. That support, according to President Ali, could be imported.
There's a human resources gap, and that has to be fixed. We have to get more engineers, more technicians, more linesmen urgently. CPDI, Warasilla, GPL, there'll be tremendous technical support that will come.
So not a management shake-up.
Listen, right now, as I speak to you, I have expressed my disappointment. The system needs technical people. There are a number of vacancies. They've been trying to recruit. They're not getting the people, so they're going out once more. If they don't get, then we'll have to bring in that technical support.
And that will be from the Dominican Republic? From the Dominican Republic?
Well, the DR is, they have InterEnergy, which is a big supporter of power across the region. They are one option. They have been working with us, trying to help us identify the gaps and build out the system that will support. So yes, they are in the equation, but I'm talking here about human resource asset that must come in.
Guyana has been enduring a spate of blackouts over the past week, following what GPL has described as engine failures at different locations. Noting that the issues affecting GPL's operations are multifaceted, the president highlighted some of the challenges facing the power company, including aged infrastructure and systems, lack of maintenance, and the growing demand for electricity, coupled with public destruction of its transmission utilities. Back in December, 17 electricity generators were purchased to the tune of US $27 million. However, it is reported that only 9 of those sets were installed. President Ali indicated that the remaining generation sets are expected to be installed soon to enhance the national grid.
There is still, I think it's 12 also 13 megawatts. Don't hold me to that number. That has to come online. They're working to bring that online. But all of that is taken into account when I said 165 megawatts. So that should be online within a few weeks. And so all the available power will be online. But whilst that is happening, from the age infrastructure that we have at Kingston, we have 4 generators that went down last year. And some of these generators are 30 years old. Getting parts for them is very difficult. Crankshaft, for example, is one of the generators. Long lead time. So these are the challenges that they have also.
Meanwhile, government has also approached the United Kingdom Export Finance, UKIF, for financing for the aged transmission system. And according to the Guyanese head of state, this could be a significant amount.
It's going to be a sizable demand because the transmission is very expensive. The transmission going all the way to region 10. And then we have to also upgrade the transmission and distribution network in the system itself. Immediately we have to look at the demand and bringing in that bridging power to help us through this period. So those are the immediate steps. And of course the technical capacity.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
The Guyana Cancer Foundation yesterday launched the Relay for Life tree wrapping exercise aimed at kickstarting a series of activities aimed at raising awareness about the oftentimes deadly disease. In this Kamesi Slow report, you will hear about the events planned to not only raise awareness but to also garner support for cancer victims and survivors.
The annual tree wrapping exercise got underway on Main Street, Georgetown on Tuesday afternoon. At the simple ceremony, President and founder of the Guyana Cancer Foundation, Bibi Hassan, emphasized the importance of continuous awareness activities. In fact, she advocated for year-round initiatives aimed at also bolstering support for victims and survivors. In this regard, she revealed a number of events planned by the Guyana Cancer Foundation and its partners for this month.
We will be having the luminary ceremony on the 25th of April, where we will be honoring our cancer survivors, cancer fighters, caregivers, and also to all those who lost the battle to cancer. After everything, we will be donating 3% of whatever we earn to the American Cancer Society for research. On the 20th, we have a sip and paint at the Hermanston Lodge. And on the 28th, we have the walk, run, cycle race. Also, we will having display by two of the most biggest club in Guyana, Karate Club, will be doing some display on karate.
A number of officials participated in the tree wrapping exercise, including British High Commissioner Jane Miller, who commended the initiatives taken by the Guyana Cancer Foundation to place banners across trees, noting that this visual representation can effectively reach and alert numerous individuals of the public to prioritize their health and undergo screening. Meanwhile, former Georgetown Mayor Patricia Chase Green also lent her support to these initiatives.
It is not only in October, but it's every day of the month, every day of the year that we do. Coming from a family of history of cancer, I know what it is. Rise up, be strong. I take my courage from the survivors, my family, Nicole, and the rest of you. You are inspirations to our women. You give us the strength to go forward, because if I got to go do my medicals, honestly, being a medical personnel, everything goes through my mind. What if they say this? What if they find this? And it goes on. The fear of being diagnosed is not nice. And then to deal with it financially, emotionally, to have the family members with you, that support is much needed.
I am Kamisi Slow for the Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Thursday, April 4, 2024 at midnight for 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 12 hours 50 on Thursday, April 4, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
Sport Minister announces elite training initiative for Carifta Games athletes, and Police then Amstel are latest Elite League winners. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Entrepreneurs, coconut byproducts are in high demand. How can you cater to that demand? By investing in a coconut shredder from Sylvie's. Guaranteed to increase your output, this 110-volt stainless steel machine shreds coconut in seconds, allowing you to also save on labor and time. From the shreds, you can create coconut powder, oil, milk, etc. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
Mima Decor, stock the finest in the country. Both ceramic and porcelain, tiles and chandeliers you'll see while you shop around stress-free. Well-trained staff and warming halls make your shopping smooth and calm, providing you with quality to match your style that's so unique. Mima Decor.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality, or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown